What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Philip with Thrifty PS Gamer Reviews. I am here with you now to review one of the best games, if not the best game in the last 12 months. Yes, that is a tall order to describe, but it is Horizon, not Zero Dawn. It is Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, made by Guerrilla Games with PlayStation Studios. This game is amazing. It is a sequel. Some of you may be wondering, Philip, how the heck did you get this game? You're supposed to be thrifty. That's not very thrifty. Buddy of mine reminded me that I have thrifty tools in my tool bag, and he was like, hey, you should go trade in some games to go get it. And I was like, hey, there are game stores that will give me money for my games and let me buy their games with that money. So that's what I did. After everything was said and done, I got this game and a Red Bull for like $5. So, yay. Let's dive in. I rate these games on a graphics, story, gameplay, voice, combat, sound ratings. I add all those numbers together, divide them by 6, and that's how I get my total rating. I'm not going to give a lot of fluff, a lot of filler. Obviously, I have gameplay playing behind me. I am terribly, terribly, terribly sorry about how it looks. The process that I use, by the time I upload it to YouTube, it just looks terrible. The game looks gorgeous, though, guys. Let me just clear that up. The game looks amazing. This is Horizon Forbidden West. As I mentioned, this is a sequel. You do not have to play the first one to know what's going on in this one. They do a wonderful job of recapping, doing an intro movie, and doing like a credit type cinematic that happens after the tutorial. It's really well done, guys. If you want more in-depth of an explanation, either get on YouTube, check out some of those videos, or go ahead and play the first one. You won't regret it. The first one's an amazing game as well. Let's get into the ratings. Let's start with gameplay. Guys, gameplay in this one, I feel like they took it to the absolute next level. There are so many more tools that Aloy has, so many more things to do. I'm not going to be giving away any spoilers in this. Anything that I tell you is stuff that you have either already seen in trailers or stuff within the first 8 to 10 hours of the game, and you're not really going to be able to notice it much anyways. So, you get things like a shield wing. You get a spear that blows up, which is awesome. You get different types of arrows you get to use. You get a Valor system that I'll explain a little later in combat. Gameplay feels like it's faster. It's more fluid. Even in the 30 FPS mode on the PS5 for resolution, for favor resolution, it feels better. Everything feels better. Everything feels massive and small to me at the same time. Now, truth be told, I am level 10. I'm only a few hours in to the main story. I've played probably about 8 to 10 hours total, but it feels big and not overbearing all at the same time. Gameplay, guys, 9.5 out of 10. Story, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Sony does amazing story work. Guerrilla Games did a wonderful story on this. It seems like a perfect continuation of the story from the first one. It brings back a lot of the anger I had from the end of the first one, where you just want to go punch a certain somebody in the mouth. And gosh, I can't wait to be able to do that. Anyways, the story is so good. It's clear, it's clean cut, it's concise. How many more C words can I throw in there? It's definitely not cute, but it is so good. 10 out of 10 on story. Got nothing negative to say about the story at all. It doesn't feel convoluted. It doesn't feel like an afterthought. It feels like the story was the main thing driving all of the rest of the decisions in this game, and I love that. Graphics. This is where people are going to probably stone me a little bit. I gave it an 8 out of 10, and before you click off the channel, here's why. Environments look great. The water looks great. Underwater looks just immaculate. I love the underwater look. Character models look amazing. Their facial features, their little mannerisms, their little ticks that they do, all of it is wonderfully amazing, guys. The amount of detail in this game, I have gone to photo mode more times than I care to count. You can see the definition in Aloy's eye. You can see individual strands of hair. And these are things that you can see in the game while playing. You don't always have to go to photo mode for these. And every character was showed this much attention, it feels like. At least the NPCs who give you side quests and the main characters of the story. Guys, it is wonderful. Well, dadgummit, man. Why'd you give it an 8 out of 10? I'm so glad you asked. So, while climbing and while at the ocean floor, the floor of the rivers, lakes, and streams, Aloy disappears. Her body sometimes halfway goes underneath. She kind of flies into the side where her hands disappear. And it's just, it cuts the immersion factor of this game a ton. So that's why I gave it that. It is an 8 out of 10. Let's move on to voice work. Voice work, superb. 10 out of 10. Real quick, guys, let me go back to graphics. If a game's graphics pull me out of the immersion, that's the only time I really harp on graphics. Like, I've been playing Fist a little bit here and there, and that game, it's a 3D, 2D platformer, Metroidvania style, and oh my gosh, it's so fun. It doesn't have the graphic quality that this does, but it also doesn't pull me out of the immersion of the game. So, back to voice. 10 out of 10. The nuances they've added, the voice work that they have done, the quips, the tonal shifts in vocal presentation. God, I can't say anything negative about it. If the fact that Aloy goes into rocks or into the ocean floor a little bit pulls me out of the game, the voice work immediately pulls me right back in. It is so well done. Combat. Let's go into combat. Combat. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's fast, it's fluid, it's fun. There's so many flipping things that you can do in this game now. There are so many different weapon options. There are so many different arrow options. There's a Valor system that I mentioned before within the gameplay side of this, where your skill trees, you can get a few things on them, and if you fill up enough nodes on your skill tree, you can activate these Valors, and then when you're in battle, you can turn them on, and then they have a meter, and oh my gosh, guys, the Valor is so awesome. It gives you boost here and there, does some other things for it. Guys, it is amazing. It is wonderful. Combat is a 9.5 out of 10. Also, I should have said this before, this is a spoiler-free review. And if I did say it before, forgive me. Once again, ADHD is a real thing. Let's get into sound. Sound. Sound is a 9 out of 10 for me. And I'm going to praise it like it's a 10 out of 10. I would have loved to have more musical numbers, but not musical as in Aloy and her friends are all up there singing and dancing on top of the Carja Castle. That's not what I'm asking for. But the music in this really plays an ambient noise. It's almost a white noise. Now, where this game I think succeeds is by doing that, they let nature and the sounds of nature, when you're inside a city, the sounds of hammers and tools and fire crackling and people's conversations, that's what fills up the world. When you're out in nature, you get the rustling of trees, animals going by, little boars or raccoons or jaybirds, or you hear the machines clunking around. That's how you know how to look and where to look. Guys, I think it was really, really well done. I have nothing really against the sound. So 9 out of 10. Here's what my verdict comes down to, guys. Add all those together, divide by 6, you get 9.5 out of 10. I think this game would have been a full 10 out of 10 if Aloy knew how to climb or swim without going into the scenery. That really bothered me a lot. I'm going to tell y'all, if y'all have games that y'all have sitting around, go trade them in. Buy the PS4 version of this. It's a free PS5 upgrade. Oh, that's another thing I didn't mention watching or looking at this. There are burst effects when using these weapons that are amazing. I love burst effects. If the whole screen bursts when you shatter a weapon, I'm all here for it. It's awesome. So, go get the game. If you have to wait till it's on sale, I fully understand that. If you buy all your stuff digital, I fully get that too. I happen to have some games that I had from Black Friday and Christmas that kind of held their value, so I was able to go and get these games. I love this title. I will still be going back to do some other reviews for Metro Last Light and Metro Exodus, but I really wanted to get this one done and out into the public because this game has been getting crapped on by people who want to make a name for themselves. And really, yes, am I a fanboy? Absolutely. Am I giving it a score as a fanboy? Absolutely not. I am hypercritical of these games. I expect home runs from first-party studios often. And when I don't get a home run, I get very hypercritical. And Guerrilla Games had a lot to live up to. And I feel like they just completely nailed it. Now, people who play these games that don't like these games, I don't know what to tell you. It's a fantastic, fantastic game. So, get it, like it, love it. 9.5 out of 10. Well done, Guerrilla Games. Well done, PlayStation Studios. Play on, guys. This is awesome. This is Philip with Thrifty PS Gamer Reviews. Thank you for joining me. And as always, stay thrifty.